Okay, welcome back to another episode of Cooking with Mr. Dan. Today we'll be making a recipe that's going to be done in two parts. Today we're going to do a little bit and then tomorrow we'll finish it up. It's a recipe that I guess came from Penny's dad or somewhere in the family there. It's pinto beans, from the dry package to a delicious bowl of pinto beans. So without further ado, let's get to it. It's pretty easy. Very tasty too. Better to make your own. Okay, so what I got here is, I've already started sifting through these and I thought, well, let me do a video because this is pretty nice, it tastes good, and I've never done a video with it. So this is the dry beans, okay, this is pinto beans. This is a mix from Publix, and we also got them from Walmart. I think they all come from the same place, I don't know. But anyway, so what I do is I put them on a paper plate, usually because it's white on the bottom, and I go through there checking for stones, rocks, whatever, things that don't belong in there, foreign bodies. All right, then I dump them in here. This is a strainer, and I'll show you what I do again. Now this here, I weighed these out. This is 2 pounds. This part here I weighed out. The first one was just a package of 16 ounces. The other one we had a big container, so, because we make these quite frequently. This will be the first for 2022. I thought that was a rock, but it's not. But I'll just keep, we'll throw it in there. It's part of a bean, that's all right. All right, so we didn't get no rocks, okay? So, this is my pan, but first I'm gonna take these over to the sink and I'm gonna run water through them. I'll show you. Come on over here with me. And see, I'm just rinsing these off because sometimes they have dust on them. It makes the water all dusty, nasty, cloudy. Uh-oh, there goes two. I did this once before and I got one of them stuck in the in the garbage disposal. It got stuck between the blades. All right, so next, take these, dump them in the bowl. And fill it with nice cold water. Now you want to cover the beans, okay? And we're going to let these sit overnight. What you're going to find out that this releases a gas, I guess, whatever. But I know one thing, in the morning time when I get up, it's filled with bubbles. The water looks a little murky. But this helps, I think, takes the gas away. There's so many different ways you can do this. You can parboil them. I've had people do, I've read things where people do, they cook it a little bit, take it out, they cook it for like a half hour, let it sit. This is the way Penny showed me how to do it. So, like I said, this is 2 pounds. So now we're going to put a lid on top of this. And we're just going to cover it and let it sit for overnight. And we'll be back with this tomorrow. So until then, you guys dream of beans. Okay, for all you pinto bean lovers out there, this is Mr. Dan again. Now here we have our beans that we let soak overnight. And as you can see, they got a lot of foam in there. So we're going to be rinsing those off momentarily. In this pot here, we have water. That's right, water. And you know, I don't like using just water, but the missus said we're just using water. So, and then here we have a piece of pork, about two, maybe a little less than 2.5 pounds. But that's going to go in this here pot. So without further ado, let's get to the next part of the recipe. Okay, this is, real simple. Okay, so all we're going to do here is take our pork, fat and all, and we're plopping it in its new home. All right. So what I want to do, first I'm going to put some salt and pepper in there. Now you can spice this part up any way you like, however you like to spice your meat. But yeah, that's the way. You don't have to worry about it later on. You're gonna have some good flavor in there. You're gonna still need to season it later on also. And Penny likes putting lemon and pepper in there, so you know what that means. Lemon and pepper, down you go. That's about a tablespoon. And she likes Emerald's essence in there. This is her thing. This is what she does all the time. So, and then today I was like, okay, well, what do you want me to put in there? She goes, you don't know how to cook it? I never watch her do it. Okay, that's Emerald's Cajun, and this here. This is some leftover. She had made her own emerald spice, but here there's some hot flakes in there, so I'm putting those in. She told me to do that, so that's what we're doing. Okay, so now this is going on the stove, and we're going to cook this to an internal temperature of about 145, 150. Okay, the next step that we're doing, rinsing off the beans. We've done it without rinsing them off before. I like rinsing them off, so I'm rinsing them. And, you can tell the water's all browny. Now these here did swell up just a tad bit, as you guys will be able to see. Remember, this was 2 pounds how I started it. And these beans have gotten a little bit bigger. And what we're going to do is just rinse it one more time. I'll tell you, there's no way you can buy canned Pinto Beans. These are just going to taste a whole hell of a lot better. You get a whole big more quantity. You can freeze them. They go good with anything. I was going to make some cornbread, but I still might. I don't know. I'll have to wait till the little lady comes home, make sure I got all my ingredients. We can maybe make some cornbread to go with this. I don't know. I'll rinse this out too, just in case. Just in case, I'm going to dump these back in there right quick and let them sit. Because what we're going to do is once that pork cooks, we're going to take all our beans. Now, I had a few minutes yesterday, guys. But look at how much that swelled up, huh? That wasn't even full like that. That's just 2 pounds of beans. It looks like a whole heck of a lot more, but it's only 2. So anyway, what we're going to do is here, we'll put the lid on so no hair gets in there. If she finds the cat hair in there, I'm dead meat. Okay, so what we're going to do here, after we get the meat, once it's cooked, we're going to pull the meat out, and then we're going to pull all the excess fat, whatever's still on there, we're going to cut it up, break it up, and maybe shred it. I don't know. I think I'll probably shred it. And then we'll reintroduce it into the water, and we'll put these beans right here, we'll put those into that other pot and let them cook down. They gotta let them cook until they're nice and tender. This is not a little quick recipe, you're just gonna, but it's well worth the wait, gonna be delicious. So I'll be back momentarily. Okay guys, as you can see, it's been cooking, I don't know, almost an hour. But as you can see, the temperature is 152 plus. The longer I leave it sit here, it'll go up. So I'm going to just start peeling off the fat because I want to get this going. And it's also going to cook more in with the beans. So I'm going to cut this like in half or thirds, just because it's easier to handle that way. And I don't know if you guys know, but the temperature of pork nowadays is not like 165 no more. But They say because we handle the pork better, I don't know. Okay, so all I'm going to do right now is I'm looking for some fat, that if you don't want all this fat on here, and some of this is silver skin, you just try to peel it off, see how it comes off right like that. That's pretty good, actually. Okay, so what I'm going to do is cut these in little smaller sections here, and then get another fork because I'm going to burn my dang fingers off. And we'll start pulling this apart, shredding it like, see? And right now this is nice and tender. I didn't want to overcook it, so you don't want to make it hard and nasty. So I'm just shredding this up. I'm going to shred a little bit more, then I'll give you guys a break so you ain't got to watch this because it does take a little bit of time. I want to save the battery here, so. And if there is a little bit of fat left on there, don't worry about it. It's going to cook off. But I like shredding the meat. I don't know. Penny went to the store with my daughter, so she's going to have to live with what I do. All right, guys. We'll be back momentarily, huh? Okay, guys. As you can see, I got me a whole bowl of meat. So now I'm going to swing you over to the stove side, and we're going to go from there. Okay, so you can see I left my water boiling. So now I'm going to put my pork back in. And then we're going to get the beans and put them back in. So what I'm going to do, instead of trying to carry this heavy bowl over there, fill up this here little pan, little bowl, and add my beans thusly until we get down to a manageable thing where I can pick up the pot over here and we'll dump them all in with whatever's left. Now this here we're just going to let cook down until the beans are nice and tender. I am going to chop up an onion and throw it in there. I'll probably do that real quick. I want an onion in here. And that'll cook down pretty good too, huh? We want to bring this up to a boil so that we get everything going. And then we're going to bring it down to a simmer. And like I said, then just let it cook down. And I'll probably let that do, and then you guys will meet us when we're done. Okay? Because it's going to take a while. Okay, as you can see, I cut me up an onion, and that's going in. And now, like I said, we're going to bring this up to a boil, and then we're going to lower it to a simmer, a medium simmer, and just let these beans cook until they're nice and tender. It's going to take probably a couple hours. Maybe a little less, but regardless of that, we'll be back when we're done. And you guys are going to love this. I know we do. All right, we'll be back. Okay, the other thing I didn't tell you is you're going to need to make sure you got some water on hand, because as this is cooking, you can leave the lid off. I'm leaving it half cocked, but you're going to need to maybe add some water. So keep it, near the stove where you don't have to go back and forth. Just so you know you need. I already added some when I was doing the pork. All right, guys, we'll see you in a little bit. Okay, all you pinto bean lovers, thanks for staying by for the end of the video. You should be glad you did, because we're going to pop in a secret ingredient now. Our beans are done. As you can see, they've cooked down big time. They're nice and soft. I did take a little dab in there, but we're still going to go to the taste test table here. But see here, as you can see, it looks deliciously beautiful. So now we're going to put our secret ingredient in, and that is a couple of tablespoons of bacon grease. Gives it that nice bacony flavor. There we go. I'll let that cook in there, and then we're done. We're taking it off the heat. Okay, so that being said, you guys are going to love these. You're going to get quite a quantity out of it, so you can freeze them if you like, if you don't eat them all at once. If you do eat them all at once, I don't want to be around you. You know what I mean, huh? All right, so let me stir this up. And as you can see, the bacon grease starts melting right away, but it gives it a great flavor at the end. And then what we do is when Penny and I are eating them, in our each individual dish, we put jalapenos in there, some pepper flakes maybe, whatever we want to do. But we leave these kind of just like they are. So anybody that doesn't like no heat, don't get them, but they get delicious bowl of beans. So give me a couple of minutes and we'll meet you at the taste test table. Okay, I'm going to ladle me up a little bit here. And don't forget the bacon grease. That adds a delicious flavor at the very end. So now I got to tell you too, don't try to shortcut. If you're cooking these beans, you keep them on high, they're going to stick to the bottom. So you got to keep stirring it, but don't cook it all on high the whole way through. I brought it up, like I said, brought it up to a good boil, then I brought it down to a medium simmer, then to a low simmer. This is delicious, trust me. Okay, here's Mr. Dan here with the pinto beans that we made. This took a while, took about 3.5 hours total time, but it's definitely worth it. We're going to have pinto beans for a while. We're going to freeze them. I wanted to give some to my daughter, but she left too quick. All right, so I put a little hot sauce in here, stir it around. It's going to be hot because I can't wait. Wow, that's delicious. And you want to try to remember to leave these beans in until they're nice and tender. And this cornbread, remember, this is the best cornbread ever. I made you that recipe too. I'm going to get a bite. There we go. This is like a meal in itself. I love it. Cornbread perfect. Beans come out perfect. Comfort food at its finest. Delicious dish. If you like the video, give us a thumbs up. Share with your friends. Share with your enemies. If you have not yet subscribed, please do so. Hit the notification bell. Well, hit the subscribe button first. The notification bell pop up. You hit that. That'll tell you each time we come up with another video. And there's a little arrow down button below the video. Hit that. Drop down box will come down. That'll give you a link to the Cooking with Mrs. Dan Facebook page, a link to my daughter's artwork site page, and a complete list of ingredients and everything, how we put this dish together. So, until next time, my friends, stay hungry, And when you are, come back. We'll give you another delicious dish just like this. This is Mr. Dan saying stay away from the COVID. Stay happy, stay free, and thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next video.